Okay, I decided to fill in the very end of the front, the end of the front. Yeah, that makes sense, right? And then I found the very middle of it, and then I counted out this shape, and then I cut out those holes here. I tried something earlier that didn't work. That's what you're seeing in the background. I'm going to get rid of that in a little bit, but basically I just want this whole thing to be a hole. So I'm actually going to get rid of those counting blocks in the middle, but for now they are there. Well, hey guys and gals, welcome back to another episode of Building with Hex. Today we are way up in the sky because I'm going to build a spaceship today. Well, I think this one's going to be a beast. This is the window of the thing where the bridge is going to be. Yes, the bridge. Yep, it's going to be big. So this thing is 3 blocks tall. It's all black stained glass. Just disregard this for a moment. And then let's see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 across, 3, 2, 1, 3. Same across, 3, 2, 1, 3 on that side like that. Okay, next I took some gray wool. I'm probably going to supplement it with some gray concrete as well. And I went down 3 blocks underneath the windows and 2 blocks up, but I did it at an offset of 1 block out from the window. Okay, I extended this wall 21 blocks back past this window. So this would be block number 1, 21, and then the full height of what we have so far. All right, these sides I'm actually going to bring up 2 and then over 2, over 2, over 1, 2, and 3 to link up with that. I actually did this slant all the way back up to here, and then I'm just bringing this back right now to I'm trying to establish a shape. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, I ended up doing that, and then I'm going to fill it in just with 2 blocks right here, so basically like a slant that way. And then this way, 2 blocks right there, and then over 2, up 1, over 2, like that, and kind of create this weird shape right here. We're going to put something in this area, I think. Okay, after doing that, I don't like this top piece, so I'm going to get rid of it here. We're just going to get rid of this from here to here. Let's see, set air. And instead, I'm going to just fill in that top bit, I think. So I'm just going to fill it in like from here to here. And that should be what I'm looking for. Okay, I revisited the front a little bit. So I actually added a block up here and then brought all of this up by 1 block and sort of like 1 forward, if that makes sense. So now we have 1, 2, 3 right here, and then 1, 1, 1 to the top. And then here it's still set back, and it looks like that. And then we have 2 this way, and then we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3 back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that way, and that's too tall. And then a ledge here, and then basically that's too tall, that's too tall, that's too tall, that's too tall. And then we have this ledge that's 2 back like that. And I think that looks a lot better, especially if I do it on the other side eventually. But I'm not going to quite do that because I'm not 100% on this yet. I kind of feel like it needs that block removed. Something like that. Anyway, then I've kind of got this wing sticking out here. This is not the main wing of the starship or anything. This is kind of like an extension of the bridge, I guess. Like a sensor array or something. So it comes out, let's see, it's 1 block above the window, 1, 2, 3 back, and then it comes out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, down 2, and back like that. And then I have 2 stripes that are 2 blocks that way, and then this way it comes back 1, so that the corner counts as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it goes diagonally all the way back until you have 2 blocks right there, like that. And then I'm going to fill that in eventually. I'm just trying to get a general shape here. Okay, so I completely forgot that the best way to rough out some of these shapes is to use chiseled stone. So here it is in chiseled stone. It'd probably be a lot easier for you guys to figure out what the heck was going on in that last clip. All right, anyway, from there, I added this little lip around the front of this guy just to here and out, let's see, to here like this. And then I brought down the front by 2, 2, and 2 like this. These didn't get converted to chiseled stone. And then, oops, this needs to be a block right there. That. And then actually, wait, what's going on here? What the? Oh. There we go. Okay, so it's 3 here, and then 2 like this. There we go. All right, like that. Next, this is half the height of the spaceship. Well, it's not even quite half. I'm talking about this thing right here. It's going to be a beast. This thing is going to be huge. I did not intend it to be this large when I first started building it, but I think it's actually going to be really cool. So I'm just going to keep working on it. I almost gave up on it last night. I was like, this is going to be too big. I don't want to do this. And then I decided to keep going because it's going to pretty much block out the sun. Where's the sun? There it is. Anywho, so right here, so 1 block back from this thingamabob, I started going down, and I basically went inside by 1, and then down 2, or I guess you can see what I did, and then down 2. So how many times did I do that? 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 times. My goodness. And that's only half of it. Okay, on the back here, this thing was flat at this block right there. So I just added this line, or I just added kind of this back thing here, like that. Yeah. Okay, so it's kind of getting a little big. This is the sort of shape of the main hull of this thing. So yeah, it comes down. I changed it a little bit. It comes down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll explain the orange in a second. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. By 2s, if that makes sense. So it goes down 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and I'll explain that in a minute. And then we're going to come here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we come 14 more. No, 11 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then it is mirrored on the other side like that. Then what I did is I took this orange stuff and I made it orange concrete, that is. I came out 2 blocks from every one of these blocks, so but it's like offset on the inside. Because then what I'm going to do is expand this out that way a good distance. Okay, I did the orange concrete on both sides now. Now you're going to see some magic. I now went ahead and stacked that row of orange concrete 200 blocks this way. Why 200? Because 150 just didn't look long enough. Yeah, I told you this thing was going to be monstrous. I had to turn off world fog just to see it. In my estimation, this ship is not actually that big for a starship. A big one. Like, you know, like a capital ship. Okay, next I extended it back 100 blocks this way, and I also filled in the center with these chiseled blocks here. So yeah, good, happy counting. Next, I filled in this area here so that basically there's a straight wall coming back from this sort of beard thing. I'm going to call it the beard. The beard coming down from this guy all the way back to here. And then this sort of up to thing that kind of meets up at the bridge here. That meets up there, and then we have a wall there. Then I filled in the ground underneath it. Actually, I filled in the ground all the way, the ground by meaning like even with this block, all the way underneath there to this point here. And I think that makes the bridge look a little bit better. All right, I want to work on this part a little bit. Actually, hold on. I filled in that wall, and then I brought this thing, basically I brought the wall over like that, so that this sort of like wing looking thing attaches to that wall. But I want to work on the front of this deal a little bit. So I think what I'm going to do is, what if we kind of went like this? I was trying to make it match the example kind of image that I've been working from, but that's just not really working for me. Yeah, like that, I guess. and then one there, one there. I feel like this is looking a lot better already. And we haven't even done anything yet, really. Nope, that's good. Okay. Yes, that is much better. I feel like that's much better. It looks a lot smoother. Yeah, that looks way better. It's a huge change. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing to this side. Okay, with that done, I added this thing to the top. So from here, so let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 blocks wide. Added one more layer to the top. I just thought it needed a little bit more height. So now from the side, it's starting to look pretty good. That's a lot closer to what I wanted it to look like. Okay, so I took these blocks at the top here and I brought them all the way back so that they were flush with the back of this thing, and then I brought them back 1, 2, and 3 blocks respectively like that to get this sort of slant. And then I brought this area out by a bunch of blocks. I'm not even sure how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then 2, 2, 2, 2, and I think that's 7 that way, and you can see the rest for yourself. Okay, I filled in this sort of backwards wing looking thing with the stone that I had, and then I put some deep slate tiles in here. I'm not sure how permanent that's going to be. I might use like something like a shroom light or something. Something a little bit cooler. Ooh, what if we used... Okay. Yeah, just kidding. Okay, there we go. I put some redstone blocks in there with iron trapdoors in front of them. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, I'm trying to make like a little tower thing on top of this deal. On top of the bridge. So it's, let's see, 4 blocks back, 5 wide. Then we come back a block here, 3, up 3, up 3, up 3. And then a little thing at the top here of 3. You can pause the video and see it exactly like that. There you go. And then it's flat on the back like that. And then what I'm going to do is build some wings off the sides of this thing. Like just some thinner wings like this. All right, behind that towards the back, I built this weird ball thing. So yeah, how big is this and where is it? That's a good question. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's 9 by 7 this way. And it's centered right around the back of this deal. And then it has this little wing that comes out this way. I'm actually going to build one over here as well. I just haven't done it. That's 3 by 3. It's centered on it. And then I built a little tower like this. All of these are out of chiseled brick, so you can count it if you're really wanting to build this in survival or whatever. But anyways, and then we've got this sort of thing in the front. Like that. And then I built a sphere right here. Don't ask me how to build the sphere because I just used World Edit to do it. I should probably be like checking this out in anyway. I'm going to take this tower down a notch. It needs to be lowered. It's kind of blocking out the awesomeness of the sphere that I built. All right. I think that looks really, really, really good. This is what I wanted. This is exactly what I wanted. I'm so excited. Yes. Okay. On top of this thing, we have sort of a 3 by whatever, 3 by 4 really, but I made it kind of like a circle, sort of. And then that comes into this box. That's funny. This part's a little different. There we go. Comes into this box here. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 5, and then comes out the back of the box. You can see sort of the circle there a little bit better. I did a little bit of a thing on the top, just 4 blocks there, and then I did the same wings that we had before, like that. And I think that looks a lot better because it's like lower there, and then there's that thing. It's supposed to be some sort of a communications tower, I guess, or maybe it's the shield generator. I don't know what it is. It's just a thing. I feel like it's time to choose a different block other than this chiseled stone. But I'm a little bit concerned that I have no idea what that block should be. I do not want to use light gray concrete. I do not like it. Wool, I don't know. I'm not, I just, like I said, I have no idea what I want that to be. So I'm going to try a few things and see what happens. Here is the light gray wool. Oh man, does that look good. That is your gray concrete. That looks really, 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 really good. It's a little darker than I wanted it to be, but I think with the orange, it just looks good. Oh, it looks really good. Okay. Yeah, we're going to go with that, I think. I did a little bit of coloration on this. So did these couple of little panels in the front here, just some redstone blocks and the trapdoors again. And then up here, I put redstone blocks where these stone blocks were and then put trapdoors on them. I don't know if I love that or not. This one here, though, I really like. I was inspired to do honey blocks and make this sphere of honey blocks. So there's that. Then I kind of cut some holes out here and put in some of the deep slate. I think the tiled deep slate. I think the tiled deep slate looks really good in there. And then also this guy right here. Oh wait, these antenna thingies are also made of the tiled deep slate. I'm thinking that this is kind of a cool idea to do some panels like that, but when I zoom out, they look really derp. So I don't know if it's like a bad color or maybe this is a bad idea, but just something I'm playing with. Oh, also I filled in the entire front of this thing with orange concrete on the top, like that. So it goes all the way down there. And then we have this very naval looking kind of bridge. It's pretty cool. I'm going to fill this in with orange as well and see what else we can do. Okay, on the side of this thing, I'm starting to get a little pattern going. I want to build a big old gun. Let's see if I can do it. So there's our pattern, like that. I wish I hadn't deleted these blocks yet. Or replaced them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks from that spot. Okay, I went ahead and did a couple more thingies. What I did here is I built this giant gun on the side of this. I'm going to build another one on the other side that's identical. But basically the gun, let's see if I can explain how it comes out. I just went ahead and just built it. So there's roughly a circle here in the middle of this side, of the side of 7 on the gray concrete here. Or I guess it was whatever chiseled. Anyway, so it starts at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks, and then I built these 3, and then I went down 1, down 3, 1, 3 this way, and then I went 2, and then 3, and then 2. Why did I do it that way? I don't know. You could just build a circle. It's fine. If you want that to be a little bit larger, it's fine. Doesn't really matter. Can't see it anyway. Then from there, I built a rectangle. Let's see, going up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 blocks long and 5 blocks wide. So it's basically a big rectangle. I built it out of solid chiseled blocks, but if you're in survival or something and you want to make it hollow to save some resources, that's fine. So it's whatever I said that way by 5 this way. And then 1 block down, I did a 3 wide by 5 tall rectangle, and I extended that out to make the gun part like this, and this one is actually hollow. And how many blocks is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 blocks long. I built an identical rectangle this way, 26 blocks long, like that. And then on top, and then basically I just deleted the 4 corners of the front of this thing. So 1, 2, and then down here, 3 and 4. And then I cut a path right down the middle of blocks like that. So like the original rectangle was like that, rectangular box was like that. And I cut those out all the way down this way to make this sort of trough in the middle here that I'm looking down. And then I deleted that block and that block to make that shape. Okay, and then I put these shapes on the top of each of the sort of gun barrels. And then I put this shape on the bottom. So it's 3 by whatever to the very back. And then it has sort of an angle to it, a little lip right there. There you go. And then I did the same thing on the top, like that. Then I put these, I think I showed you these circles earlier, but I decided that the circles don't make sense to have them be in front of the gun because, I don't know, maybe they're escape pods or something, but why would you put escape pods in front of the guns? So I don't know if they're escape pods or what they are, but anyway, I put them back here. I think this is 15 blocks from the back of the gun to this guy. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, it's 15. And then there's space 3 apart. And instead of having them sticking out, so originally I had them like sticking out a block, I pushed them back a block. So actually this is inside of the wall of gray concrete right here. Like that. Okay, and you can see the circle. There we go. And then I built 6 of them going back. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Then I decided I really wanted it to look like there's panels on this thing. And then I decided, well, what would the panels do? And then I thought, oh, what if there were missiles in this ship? Maybe this is some sort of a missile destroyer or a missile frigate or something like that. So what we did is I just took some orange terracotta is what this is. It's kind of hard to tell what it is. And I started off doing these panels, but then I decided, okay, I'm going to do like little doors. So the orange terracotta is just like the door, and it's actually flush with the regular orange concrete. It's a little hard to see that that's flush, but it's flush. And then where are those? They are a lot of blocks back. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. The 24th block back on the second row down, I turned into... I'm just going to get rid of that because actually I don't like this panel. I turned into this rectangle of orange terracotta, and it's, I think it's 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on a side, and then it comes down diagonally and there's squares. Then in between there's 1, 2, 3 blocks like that, and then another 7 by 7 like that, and then there's a space of 3, and I believe I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 of them. But I think I'm going to do a couple more. So I can just do that really quickly. Okay, there we go. I did 2 more that way. And then I'm also going to do these on the bottom. So I'm going to mirror it on the bottom, and I'm going to mirror it on the other side. And then basically the missiles are going to be coming out sideways. So the missiles would come out like the door would open this way, and the missile would shoot like this way. Not that that really matters because there's no actual missiles, of course, but that's kind of the idea. And if I do an interior of this, which I'm thinking of doing, I will build some actual missiles that will sit in here and pointing out. All right, I did a little bit of decorating and striping here. So what did I do? Right here where this missile door is, we'll call it the missile door, this little square. 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks over, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of white concrete. It's a stripe that goes all the way down. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a same stripe width all the way down like that. I'm going to wrap these all the way around the ship, so like underneath, and then also on top. Of course, there's this little gray pad right there that I did not do in the white. Same thing here. I'm going to take these white ones and wrap them over, I think. Yeah, so, but this is only 1, 2, 3 from the front for now, anyway. And then we've got 6, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, because they're 1, 2, 3, 4 away from the missile doors, like that. So there's those. Then at the very back of the ship, I did 2 more stripes that are spaced apart, 4 from the back and 4 in between, like that. So the distance from the backmost stripe and the back of the ship is 4, and then 4 in between like that. And then I made this number 06. So how did I do the number? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 right there. And that is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th block away from this sort of gray concrete area in the middle. And then you go down 1 and out 1, and then down all the way down to the second to last actually the third to last stair step. Then we do one block over, one like this. This is 9 as well. Mirror it on the other side, and then the whole width of this thing is 3 blocks. So it's 3 blocks here, 3 there, 3 diagonally like this. So from this block here, and then there's 3. So once you make sort of the 3 by 3, you're gonna have to add these blocks like that, or not 3 3 blocks wide. And then to do the 6, what I did is I actually just copied the 0 over here, and then I deleted these blocks right here, like that. So basically it's the same until you get to right here, and then it kind of goes up and in like that. You'll figure it out. All right, I went ahead and made all that chiseled stone, brick, gray concrete all the way to the front now, and then I made that chiseled stone brick on our gun all stone. I might decorate the gun a little bit more later, but for now, that's what I've got. I have another circle up here that I'm doing, and it is going to be for another little small gun. It is 9 blocks away on center from the bridge at the bottom here, the bottom of the bridge's beard. And then I just did a little circle like that to get started. Okay, here's our little gun. So we have whatever that is by whatever that is, rectangular box. It's 3 tall, centered on top of that circle that I built. And then these guns come out like that. You can count it out if you want. Then I added some details. I deleted each corner of this guy, of the original rectangle. Then I added this row of blocks here, and one on the other side, of course. And then I added these 2 rows, or these 4 rows, I guess, on the top. So this sort of thing here with the angle. So I added that and this row on the top like that. And I think that looks pretty good. I also extended the gun a little bit. No, did I extend it? I extended it earlier. I don't know if you saw it, but there we go. I think that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Now, my question is, should I make a couple of those on the roof here? Okay, there they are. You can see about how they're spaced. I mean, I don't think the spacing is important. I didn't even count it out, but I fit 2 more in front of it. They are evenly spaced. So if you don't like that spacing, I mean, I think it works. It's pretty good. What I want to do now is put some gray concrete underneath each one of these. I did a rectangle of gray concrete under each one of them. It is 3 from the very front of the gun, 3 from the very back of the gun, and of course 2 in, just like that pad of gray concrete back there. And then I'm going to do the same curve that we had on this one here. So if you remember that curve, it goes like 2, 2, 2, 2, and then 7 in the front. I added 2 cannons to the back. This one is spaced the same as that one is spaced from the front. So this one's spaced from the back. And then the space here in between these 2 is 5. So 1, 2, sorry, it's 4 right there. So those are spaced 4 apart. I don't know if I love how close together those are, or maybe I should put some in between those, but I think this works actually when you zoom out, if I could ever fly out there, because this thing is so massive. I think that the sizing works. It doesn't look odd or anything. So I'm going to keep that, and I'm happy with it. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make a copy of the bridge and stick it underneath. So basically what I did is I did the bridge, but upside down, and then I cut away what you can see I cut away. And then there we are. So let's see, we're going back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then we have 4 over, and then we do the up to, up to, up to, up to, up to, up to, up to thing that many times. We continued this coming down, this stairway here, and we filled in all those blocks and all of those blocks right there. Okay, then looking at the front, all of those blocks, all of these blocks, and this beard looking thing is the same as the bridge, so it looks like that. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a big cylinder right in here that will hopefully be the right size. We'll see. Next, I made a disc. So starting at the left side of this thing, you go out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then up 1, 2, 3 from there, up 2, 1, and 1. Mirror that on the other side. And then you're going to come down, let's see, once you get there, so you'll have this block, so you'll count another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 this way, and do 2, 2, 1, and then 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 across. Then 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 that way. And then 2, 2, 1, and 1. It's kind of odd that it's not even, but I used my little sphere generator thingy, and that's what I came up with. So then inside of here, it'll be the third block up. You'll go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then that should be 10. And then you'll have 2 across like that. Okay, next what I'm going to do is extend this forwards. So you're going to see what that looks like in a little bit. Okay, I stacked it so that we have a total of 50 blocks going forward at that same shape. And I made it hollow just because that was the easiest way to do it. Also saving resources for those of you in survival. Yada, yada, yada. There we go. Okay, I've come 3 blocks in and made a ring all the way around it like that. And then what I'm going to do is come 1 block in like this and make a ring inside of that. Because what I'm hoping to do is to kind of make a rounded sort of front of this thing. Hopefully it will kind of turn out that way. We'll see how it turns out. Okay, so far that totally worked and it gave me the effect I was looking for. Very nice. Very, very, very nice. I'm going to go to the other side and do the same sort of thing, but we're going to build it on the outside or the inside like this. I'm going to go along there and then this, like that. I think it's very tricky to do this. Okay, I ended up just filling in the ends after I did that. So yeah, this is what we have. I'm gonna put like a little bit of a circle-y thing here. So I found the exact middle and I have made that. I think that looks okay. See how it looks from the side. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Okay, that's good. And then on the back, I think I might do the same thing. See if we can even find the middle. Is that the middle? Yeah, these 2 blocks are the middle right here. Okay. We'll go like... hold on. Oh, this way. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Goodness gracious. There we are. That's that. Okay. Sweet. It looks really good. I really like it. Because that way when you see it from the side, you can see got this sort of thing underneath there. Maybe that's the shield generator. I don't really know what that thing is. It's just a thing. Okay, I turned that whole entire thing into gray concrete, and then what I did is I copied and pasted exactly the 2 front guns from the top underneath. So now we can see that we have the same guns that were on the top. We have those same guns on the bottom. Those guns have also been turned to stone. And so next what I'm going to do is put some gray concrete moving forward here in front of this funny looking thing, this little weird cylinder thingy. How far in front? Let's see. How about like, oh, I don't know. We're right next to it except for the very middle deal. So we'll go 1, 2, 3. And we'll do set gray concrete. I'm using World Edit. You guys didn't think I was doing this by hand, did you? Okay, I decided to fill in the very end of the front, the end of the front. Yeah, that makes sense, right? And then I found the very middle of it, and then I counted out this shape, and then I cut out those holes here. I tried something earlier that didn't work. That's what you're seeing in the background. I'm going to get rid of that in a little bit, but basically I just want this whole thing to be a hole. So I'm actually going to get rid of those counting blocks in the middle. Okay, next what I did is I doubled up the sides of this hole thing. What I mean by I doubled it up is I came out 2 blocks And also I made it 2 blocks wide, like the border around it, so you can see that. And then I brought this over here, which is all going to be gray concrete, of course. All this gray concrete over this way into the center there like that. I might actually make the middle stone, but let me see what this turns out to be first. Okay, then I built that crazy thing around it. Okay, I brought the inmost ring forward 1 more block. I brought the nextmost ring forward 1 more block, so now we have this essentially as far as moving forwards. Okay, then I put a rectangle around it that's 13 blocks up from the left-right stripe and 13 blocks down, and then you can see how wide it is. Okay, so I turned that rectangle into sort of an ellipse kind of a thing. So I have the same width here. I just went up 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and then 1, 1, 1 like that, and it's 7 across the top, and that goes all the way around. Okay, next I punched out a border around the inside. I think this is starting to look good. We've got basically, so 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks in, I punched out the next 2 blocks. So the 5th and 6th blocks are punched out on the way in. So we got 4 and then 5, 6, 4, punch out 5, 6. Do that all the way until you get to here. And then you do 4, punch out 5, 6 around that way, and then so on all the way around, except for where the chiseled stone bricks are. And then I built this thing, which basically all you do is you come right out here, find the middle of this, and we're gonna actually have 1, 2, 3, like that. And it's right here where this sort of semicircle ellipse thing joins this. And you're gonna come out 12 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You're going to bring all those out 12, and then you're going to come the next ones and bring these out 11, like that. Okay, next I made another little circle that is, if we come to this point right here on the sphere, it's the center of it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks up, and it's a 3 radius circle. So it goes over, let's see, 1, 2, the 3rd block over is the middle of the side, and then you have 3, 1, 3, 1 around like that. And then I did blocks around this, so they're 2 away all the way around, just like that. Not really sure what I'm doing with that thing, but there it is. You know, I really don't think I like these 2 triangle thingies, so I think I'm going to get rid of them. Oh yeah, that's better. Okay, next what I did is I made all of that chiseled stone brick into dark gray concrete, except for the very, very furthermost out ring, which of course I made it stone. And then inside of this area, I set back 1 block, some tiled deep slate all the way around in the inset, just to kind of give it a feel like there's something in there, but it's also quite dark. And then in the middle here, I just put these 5 redstone blocks. I'm probably going to do more with it than that, but that's just kind of like an idea. And then I'm going to do something with this as well, probably with redstone blocks and iron trapdoors like this, and just put this here. I have no idea what these circles represent on the starship. Maybe it's like a big gun. Maybe it has something to do with the propulsion systems. Maybe it's their sensors, targeting apparatuses, whatever. Who knows what they do, but they look cool. So that's kind of the point of them. I think we're done with the front of this for now without completely redesigning the entire shape of the ship. So I think I'm going to move on to other areas. Next, what I'm doing is working on the back of this thing. Why does it look like the front isn't there? It's because it's actually outside of render distance. I have 16 chunk render distance on right now. And the ship is so big that the front and the back can't see each other. So I've laid out 7 circles that are going to become the engines of the thing. So the way that I laid them out is like this. Probably what I did is I found the center first, and then I went from there. It's probably easier to find the center of the top here, like this, and then build around. So you're going to have 5 blocks, then 2, 1, 2, 5, 2, 1, 2, 5 for that circle all the way around. And then 1 block away from the center of this circle will be the center of this circle. And then you do this exact same circle, and then the exact same circle here. and that's the 3 large ones in the middle. The smaller ones, if you go to basically the one to the top of the 3rd step, I guess the bottom of the 3rd step, if you will. Yeah, so right there, these are all 2s like that. It's hard to tell with that orange concrete. And then you have this circle. So it's 5 on a side, and that's from the center. So it's 5, and then 1, 1, 5, 1, 1, 5, like that. And then same thing here. You'll go 1, 2, top of the 3rd step, like that. And then around like that, and then it's mirrored on the other side. So you get this nice, perfectly symmetrical thingy mabob that looks just like that. Okay, after that, I went ahead and built these sort of cone shapes in the back. So all I did is I added 1 block back and up from each of the blocks that were already there on the cylinder. So then you get this thing right here. There you go. All right, so then I did that on all 3 of the large ones. On the small ones, of course, it looks a little different. Here's this. I think it's bright enough in here for you guys to see, but I'll put a torch anyway. Okay, next what I'm going to do is 3 blocks back, I think, is the right distance. I'm going to build just basically a wall that goes around these and fills in the rest of the back end of this thing. So I'm just going to fill all the space in between these guys with that stuff. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to turn the whole thing into tiled deep slate. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, next what I did is I brought the top of the back top, anyway, out 7 blocks, and then every 2 blocks I went back that way a block. So basically this one here is 6 extended from where it was. This is 5, 4, 3, 2, and extended 1 from where it was, like that. And we have this kind of nice slanted piece here. I'm going to do that there. I'm going to do it on the bottom and on the left and right sides. Okay, there we go. Just like that. And then also I copied and pasted, or just you can just do the styling. The top of this detail right here, I put it on the bottom, and then I put it on the left and right sides of the main section of the ship here, like that. So I've got that, same stripes, same boxes in the same positions, and like that. I think that looks pretty good. In true Hex Regulus form, I lost several clips. I don't even want to try to explain this one. Let me show you guys what I did. Most of the changes that I've done since the last clip are texture related. You can probably see that it looks quite a bit different now. So what I did is I took all of the gray concrete in the entire build and I replaced it with polished deep slate, cobbled deep slate, and gray wool. I can't believe I got through all of those words. I replaced all of it in the entire ship, and I think it looks a lot better. I think it has more of a military look and a little bit more rugged feel to it, and I like it a lot better. So basically it's a third of each. I actually used World Edit, which allows me to do it very quickly and randomly, but if you're actually building this in survival, you would do approximately a third wool, a third polished deep slate, and a third cobbled deep slate for the gray concrete. And then on this gun, I did some extra details. So on the gun, basically I replaced the core of the gun with polished deep slate. So anything that was stone but wasn't these sort of exterior parts, I did polished deep slate. And then I replaced all of the stone with, stone and some andesite. So I replaced just patches of andesite. I added in 2 rows, and they're 10 long. I counted them earlier, so I know they're 10. So 10 long, and these are stairs right here. So basically what I did is I took some stairs, placed them upside down underneath these walls to get these 2 little sort of gaps right there, so it kind of looks like a vent or something in the gun. At the end of the gun, I put a block on the bottom and a block on the top, 1 block in, and then inside of that I put one of those things, a sea lantern like that. And then that way when you look sort of down the gun barrel, you can see sort of some light in there. Like there's some energy of some sort in there. I also did a little bit to the textures in the back of the gun here. So along this center row, these are just stair blocks that I replaced the solid blocks with. I kind of think that looks cool because it's like a little extra detail. It's like a little vent back there or something to vent off heat when the gun fires or whatever, supposedly, or whatever. None of this stuff is real, of course, because it's all sci-fi, but yeah. Then at the top of the gun here, what I did is I replaced these were solid blocks, and I replaced them with stair blocks all the way along here, and on the other side, all the way along like that. And then I replaced this block with a stair. There wasn't any block there, so I put a stair there, and you put a stair right there. So that just kind of gives it a little bit smoother look. And I did the same thing to the bottom of it, just like that. I copied the gun from this side over to the other side. So now we have a gun over here. It was always my intention to do that. I just didn't want to do two different guns. So, but now it's symmetrical. These little guns, I did the same sort of thing. I replaced the core of the gun with polished deep slate. And then the exterior is still stone, but I added the andesite to it. Towards the end of each gun, so second block from the last, I just added some sea lanterns to kind of give them a little bit of like a light sort of feel. There's that. I'm trying to go through all of the things in my head that I did. Let's see. Oh, I built this right here, which is supposed to be a like a bay door for a ship to come in and out of. So like a shuttle or something. Like if you know, this isn't like a carrier kind of ship, but I thought that it needed a door to allow ships to come in and out right here. So I put the door right there. Kind of thinking of moving it actually, because missiles can't come out where the door is. I was thinking about moving it back here to the drive section, but I really like to keep this sort of clean because it's sort of the drive area. So I decided to put it here. Maybe I'll take out like this section of the missile doors or something like that. But yeah, I mean, it's not even a real ship, so who cares? What I did is, so 2 blocks in from the edges, and then 2 blocks away from this and 2 blocks away from the one on that side, I built a rectangle of these sea lanterns. And then 1 block down and inside of that, I replaced all of that with the deep slate tiles. And then right here, we have deep slate tile stairs right there, a deep slate tile slab right there, and then another deep slate tile stair. And then that kind of makes like the seam for the door. So it kind of looks like that door could open at that seam. And then of course I have these trap doors on top all the way around. I think that looks pretty good. Towards the back of the ship, did a little bit of work back here on the rocket engines or on the engines. So looks like I did quite a bit, but it's not that much actually. I replaced this tile deep slate with that mixture of the wool, the polished, and the cobbled deep slate. I think that looks good. Just sort of on the plate that the engines sit on. So the engines themselves are still tiled deep slate. But on each engine, I put within the... So it used to be like this, basically. It used to be like just 1 block thick. And what I did is I just put a ring inside the engine, 1 block all the way around. You can see the ring there. And then on the big ones, 5 blocks in, I put a wall of the shroom lights. And then on the little ones, that wall is 3 blocks in. So a space of 3 and then the wall. And that kind of gives the engine sort of a fire look. I was thinking about doing some glass coming out of the back, but to actually show like flame coming out of the back, but I haven't done that. I copied the numbering on this side right here, right there. And then I also got rid of there was some like indentations in here that I did, some detailing in. I didn't like those and I got rid of them. I did keep these 2, but made them both deep slate. So those 2 are still there. I think that's actually it. Oh, I also copied these sort of porthole thingies onto the opposite side over here. I think I mentioned I was going to do that anyway, but there they are. They're on this side now. I did the same detail on the guns underneath, but it's exactly the same as the ones up above. And that's it. That's it. I could probably continue working on this thing for another 10 years and still find things to add. But I think I'm going to call it good at this point because there's other builds I'd like to do. And I feel like it's finished enough for me to say that the exterior's done. I'd like to do the interior at some point, but probably in a future episode if you guys want me to. Last thing is I put this venting right here. It's just some tiled deep slate wall that I put right here. So on the second stripe, 2 blocks down, 1 block in, and then 1 block from the bottom. And I put, you know, a row of them like that. I don't even know how many's in that row, but if you want to know the exact number, you can count them. If you just want to kind of eyeball it and think what looks good to you, then you can do it that way too. And I think that works. I think that works really well. Can't really think of anything too much else to add to it. All right, I decided that bay door thing looked ridiculous there. So I got rid of it, put it back to orange concrete. Then I did this, and I'm really thinking this looks really good back here. This is really cool. Okay, so what did I do? So right here, I think it's 4 blocks away from the 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks away from the 6 on the second tier up. I went up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31 blocks like that, and made a rectangle. And then I closed that rectangle in off towards the ship like that. And then inside that rectangle, I built another rectangle of orange terracotta. 1, 2, 3. The 4th block in is a rectangle, and it's 4 blocks from here. Also 1, 2, 3, and the 4th block like that. So from here, like if this rectangle like extended down to there. And then what I did is I put a ring of sea lanterns in there. And then I put basically just a little deep slate in there like this, just to house the water. Of course, I might decorate the interior eventually, but for now we're just doing the exterior. And then I put water in there so that the water is shimmering down like that, looking like a force field. Looks pretty darn cool. And then so now we have sort of a force field where perhaps a small ship could land and deliver troops or supplies or whatever. Then down here I did a similar thing, except let's see, right here. So wherever this circle thing is, 1, 2, 3, like 1, 2, yeah, 3 blocks to the left of the circle, I did the same thing on the second tier. I went down the same number of blocks and then over all the way, over until we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks away from the white line right there. And then I did a detail inside of it that looks like this. So again, this rectangle is 4 blocks in on the corners, 1, 2, 3, 4, the orange terracotta rectangle. And then I just have our mixture of the wool, the polished deep slate, the cobbled deep slate, and then I have alternating some deep slate tile walls with a couple of our little circle things. And I think that makes it look really cool. Kind of gives some more detail to the back end of this thing and the drive section there. And I think that looks really good. I also mirrored that on the other side so that it looks like this over here, like that. But I did not do the little bay, the little spaceship bay right there. And I think that looks really good because that makes it a little bit on the asymmetrical side, which always makes me happy. You guys know I like asymmetry as a thing. So, yeah, I'm pretty darn happy with this. All right, the last thing I did here is I put a white stripe down the center that is just 1 block narrower than the ends of these sort of gray little round parts here. And then I did some 7 by 7 squares that are 3 blocks apart. So just like, so basically they fall right where those fall. Right there, right there, right there. And 2 in the front like that. Just to give a little bit of added detail to the top of those kind of parts. They were a little bit bland with the orange concrete. And I think with that, this build is done. Well, guys and gals, this has been Hex. I hope you've enjoyed building with me today. I hope that you have an amazing, awesome, beautiful, fantastic day. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe. And God bless.